Here Comes Santa, Rugrats, Nickelodeon, published by Scholastic. Here Comes Santa, by Molly Wigand, illustrated by Ed Restro, and published by Scholastic INC. Busy shoppers hurried through the mall. Loud music blared, store windows sparkling with toys and decorations. I love Christmas, whispered Tommy. Just look at all the toys. Listen to the music, Susie cried. Listen to my music, said Angelica. We witch you a scary kiss moose. We witch you a scary kiss moose, she sang off key. I don't like the sound of that, whispered Chucky. Ah, Chucky, don't worry, Phil replied softly. Chucky's dad, Chaz, pointed to the mall's lower level. Look, Chucky, he said. Santa's right down there. Chucky covered his eyes with his mittens. Don't worry, said Chaz. Santa is a friend of children everywhere. Angelica leaned down to Chucky. Santa's no friend, she said. He's a big fat elf with a scratchy beard who runs around in red pajamas. What's wrong with red pajamas? Whispered Tommy. Are you kids ready? Dee Dee asked. Angelica whispered to the babies. Are you ready to scare off your little baby the scare of your little baby lives? What do you mean, scare, Angelica? Whispered Chucky. Don't you know Santa's one spooky guy? She replied. And don't let that ho-ho-ho stuff fool you. He's just waiting for dumb babies like you to mess up so he can put you on his bad kid list. Are you sure? Chucky asked. Yeah, Angelica said. And you know what else? He smells like a reindeer. That's not the worst thing. What's the worst thing? Asked Chucky. He lands on your roof in the middle of the night. You might even hear him stomping around, Angelica warned. She's just trying to scare you, Tommy said, patting Chucky's arm. She's doing a pretty good job, said Chucky. Come on, guys, said Betty. Let's ride the escalator. Chucky's eyes got very big. We gotta ride the alligator? He asked, his trembling voice. Not an alligator, Angelica snorted. An escalator. Don't you know anything? The brave mommies and Chaz picked up the babies and stepped onto the escalator. The moving steps carried everyone down to Santa's Wonderland. When the babies got off, Tommy watched lines of people going up and down. You know what? Tommy giggled. I think I like escalators. Yeah, said Phil. Maybe we'll like Santa too. Are we there yet? Asked Chucky, his eyes squeezed shut. Here we go, said Dee Dee. Next stop, Santa Claus. Dozens of elves scurried through the Wonderland, pushing children towards Santa's castle. And just then, a loud voice boomed all over the mall. Attention, Christmas shoppers. The first shipment of Space Shuttle Cynthia dolls has just arrived. In Santa's workshop, come and see the season's hottest new toy. I gotta have one of those dolls, Angelica exclaimed. See you babies later. But Angelica, said Tommy, you'll miss Santa. Big deal, Angelica called over her shoulder, and she rushed away. Angelica dashed toward the giant Cynthia. Out of my way, she hollered, climbing over children and up to the top of the space shuttle display. These toys are going to be all mine, all mine. Meanwhile, the line at Santa's Wonderland moved very slowly. I didn't think the North Pole would be so hot, Tommy said. I hope all these pretty snowflakes don't melt, said Phil. Baby Dill started to cry. Poor Dill, said Chucky. I bet he hates that warm snowsuit. It's okay, little brother, said Tommy as he unzipped the tiny snowsuit. Here, Dill, said Susie, have a lick of my candy cane. Baby Dill stopped crying and he started to smile. Then he giggled and clapped his hands. Pretty soon, the babies could see the top of Santa's big red chair. Listen, kids, said Chaz. Can you hear good old Santa Claus? Ho, 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 said a loud, deep voice. No, 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 whispered Chucky. Oh, come on, Chucky, said Tommy. How scary can he be? He's just an elf. He's got a pretty loud voice for an elf, Chucky replied. The babies rounded the last corner of the line. They saw Santa sitting in his huge red chair. He's kind of a big elf, whispered Chucky. Dee Dee carried Baby Dill to Santa's chair. That poor kid, Chucky moaned. Hey, look, said Tommy. Dill's pulling Santa's beard. Santa's beard was soft and fuzzy. Baby Dill giggled out loud. Chaz gently led Chucky to Santa. Now it's your turn, Chaz. You too, Tommy, said Dee Dee. Phil, Lil, and Susie Go up. Go on up. There's room for everyone. Angelica, too. Santa helped the babies onto his big soft lap. You children were nice to Baby Dill, said Santa, giving each kid a reindeer hat. Hey, Tommy, whispered Chucky. Santa doesn't smell like a reindeer. I know, giggled Tommy. He smells like cookies and milk. Oh, no, where's Angelica? Asked Chaz. Suddenly, the loud voice spoke again. We have a lost little girl in Santa's Wonderland. Her name is Angelica, yelled Dee Dee and Chaz. They grabbed the babies from Santa's lap and ran to the giant space shuttle display. The grown-ups found Angelica buried in a pile of Cynthia dolls. How did you get lost? Dee Dee asked. I wasn't lost, Angelica pouted. I was just looking at Space Shuttle Cynthia. Can I have one, please? Maybe Santa will bring you that toy, Angelica, said Dee Dee. Angelica's eyes lit up. I've got to ask him, and I've got to ask him for Cynthia's sleeping bag, and a Cynthia Princess Castle, and a Cynthia sports car. I'm sorry, Angelica, said Dee Dee, but when you ran away from us, you missed your turn to see Santa. Angelica burst into tears. Dee Dee put her arms around her to comfort her. Hey, I know what'll cheer Angelica up, said Betty. Let's get some hot cocoa. Great idea, exclaimed Dee Dee, and they all headed towards Mrs. Claus' cookie kitchen. Ho, 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 said a familiar voice. Look who's here. Santa was taking a break. Santa looked straight at Angelica. You must be Angelica, he said. I heard you ran away from these grown-ups without permission. Angelica saw her chance. I'm really sorry, she said sweetly. Do you think you could still bring me a space shuttle, Cynthia, even though I messed up a weensy-teensy little tiny bit today? Phil nudged Chucky and whispered, I thought she said he stunk like a reindeer. Said Santa. Maybe you really don't want me to come to your house. Uh-oh, said Angelica, turning red. Santa smiled. Do you promise to behave and listen to these grown-ups, he asked. I promise, Angelica said. Floss my heart. Ho, ho, ho. Then I'll see what I can do, said Santa. But now, would you help Santa do something special? Okay, exclaimed Angelica. Santa led the babies to a little room behind Santa's workshop where one tiny reindeer munched on carrots and hay. Isn't he adorable? Exclaimed Dee Dee. How would you children like to help me feed my reindeer? Santa asked, his eyes twinkling. As the children gave carrots to Santa's reindeer, Tommy put his hand on Chucky's shoulder. See, Chucky, I knew we'd like Santa, he said. Yeah, Tommy agreed. He's not scary at all. Angelica was wrong. I may have been wrong this time, Angelica said with a sneaky gleam in her eye, but you just wait till you babies meet the Easter Bunny. Here Comes Santa, Rugrats. I hope you love this book.